discussing a little bit, the post-analysis of the fight of Pacquiao and Margarito. And we have the best man behind the Manny Pacquiao success also. He's a publicist for Manny Pacquiao, Fred Sternburg. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very busy. Well, what can we say about that fight? Was
Oh,
it one-sided, Fred?
it was maybe the most exciting event I've ever seen. It was just I'm just so happy to have been there, and Manny was just magnificent. I mean, he just tops himself with every performance. He's a thrill a minute.
Right. He's fearless.
Pardon me?
He is fearless.
He is fearless. He fights that way, and I can't give enough superlatives to his performance. And I mean, he's just a magnificent athlete.
Right. It's incredible how in the past when they started talking about the fight against the La Hoya, people were so afraid and Manny proved himself. And now they said, this guy is taller. Margarito is taller. And of course, he's also a champion. And they were so afraid. But lo and behold, he comes out as the victor. What can you say about this man?
Well, every time we see him in a fight like this, you wonder how far he can push the envelope, and I don't think we've seen it yet. He fought a man who was nearly 3 weight classes above him, and he chopped him down, and I think he was trying to do the right thing as a sportsman, getting the referee to stop the fight earlier because he had done all this damage, and what was the purpose of continuing the fight other than to hurt his opponent? And that's not what boxing's about to Manny. He's a competitor. He's a sportsman. And he knew he had already won the fight, and he didn't want to, permanently inflict permanent damage on him. And it's just unfortunate the referee didn't see eye to eye with him on that and let the fight go out to its natural conclusion. But all in all, Manny is, in my opinion, the athlete of the decade.
Yeah, you mentioned about the referee. Well, many people saying that why the fight was not stopped ahead of time.
I don't know. I think you'd have to ask him. The quotes I've seen in the news recently, I think he was still throwing punches and he was able to see, and so Lawrence Cole let the fight continue.
Yes, incidentally, before the fight, people were kind of, like afraid that the fight would not go on because there were so many talks about the wrap, how they wrap the gloves, etc. And then a substance that he took before the fight, ephedra or something.
Yeah, ephedrine. I don't think anyone saw him actually ingest it. I think they just saw the container there. If it's in his system, it'll probably come out in the test that they administered after the fight. But I have to tell you, I don't think there's anything he could have taken that would have beat Manny Pacquiao.
That's right. Also, people were wondering, what was he chewing? Someone beside him just gave him something and he kept on chewing.
I have no idea. I didn't see him, and so I was in Manny's dressing room during that time, so I couldn't tell you.
Of course, as you said, everything is so immaterial because Manny is the champion. He fought, and now it's a welterweight champion. Now, what's next? People actually would like to see the Pacquiao-Mayweather, and that's always the question. Whoever Manny fights, it will always be Pacquiao-Mayweather fight. When will it happen?
I don't know. I don't know if it will happen. I know Manny has said several times he'd like it to happen. He thinks the fight would be great for boxing. But he's also said if it didn't happen, he wouldn't lose any sleep over it. He's satisfied with where his career has taken him so far and the accomplishments that he has achieved. We'll never see the likes of what he's done again, winning world titles in 8 separate weight divisions. And the tickets that he has sold, I mean, he's sold nearly 100,000 tickets this year alone, and hopefully, we'll be over 1 million in pay-per-view buys for this fight, and he's just proven to be the most attractive crossover star in sports in many, many years.
Right. Now, people watched it 24/7, and they felt somehow Manny was saying that it could be maybe the last fight and he will be concentrating on his career as a congressman. But recently, of course, after the fight, he mentioned again that it's up to the promoter. So is he fighting again? If it's not Mayweather, will it be Berto or somebody else?
I don't know who it'll be, but he stated he'd like to fight, 2 or 4 more times before he calls it a day. Who it'll be, I don't know. I know Bob Arum, at his promoter at the post-fight press conference, stated that they would give Mayweather a call this week and see if he is interested or if he's available, because he does have some issues coming up in court. So and that's going to impact on his schedule possibly for next year. So there's some discussions about Manny's future coming up, and I'm sure it'll all be addressed in the next few weeks. And right now Manny just wants to relax, have a little fun. He'll go back to Congress and deal with his duties as a public servant.